as you realize, the main one is the mindset. That's like in the top, because if you don't have the right mindset, doesn't matter what you do. If you haven't had a piece of chocolate and you're like, oh my God, why did I have the chocolate? And you're starting to criticize yourself all day, all night, the damage of your criticism is much worse than the chocolate you had.
Right.
Okay, mindset is really important. And mindset, so it's acting, okay? It's acting, but it's acting out of a mindset of belief, faith, love, surrender.
Right.
In surrender, there is also observe and change the meaning. So you'll see each video is basically when you change the look, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. So we observe from the outside whatever we're going through, change that meaning. Be present with what's happening right now. Have gratitude and learn. So all.
Hello, everyone. Pam Dubois, Dream Real Estate TV. And today, you guys, I'm super excited. Oh my goodness, we're coming to you from Washington, D.C., and we're coming to you from Israel. How exciting is that? My place, actually, that's on the bucket list, and I'm just so excited to have with me today Yair, and we've actually spent some time together this morning, and we're actually going to talk about Yair today and spend some time with him and what his personal story is. He's Oh my goodness, you've had quite a week this week. I know that, right? Maybe a little bit about that, but your YouTube channel, which I love, Invest and Smile, Invest and Smile. So tell us a little bit about that, and if you could, please tell us a little bit about yourself first.
For sure. Thank you very much for having me on. I really appreciate that. And we'll start, I'll speak about myself, but at the end of the day, the purpose is that if, whatever knowledge I believe that we have, if we could also help with other people. But about myself, just in general, back in the days when I started, like whatever I was looking to do in life, I always thought of something that I can serve other people. So the meaning of my name is basically light. So my thought was if I could light the path for, for family, for friends, for create whoever is in this world. And then my grandmother told me one day, Yair, if you always be there for other people, eventually you'll wear out, your battery will just go dead. So first, be a light for yourself, work on yourself, always, invest in yourself. And then after that, okay, you go and you try to be there for other people, but not from 20% battery, from 80, 90. And that's something that, I remember one morning, I went to do some workout, and I was doing some, running, push-ups, pull-ups, and then I was like doing a pull-up. I'm going up, and then I feel like I stabbed, and I just fell down. And then I said what? It can't be that you're falling down. I told my mind, I said get right back up to the pull-up. So I go I'm hardly breathing. I go up again, start going, in another one. I'm okay, this is not good. And then yeah, long story. I also went to the hospital. I couldn't breathe for some time. At that time, I was also doing some of the things that people say to do, whether it's gratitude and helping other people and volunteering and all that. But a lot of things went wrong in my life. Well, I won't say I thought that it was wrong. Today, I understand whatever happened and happens needs to happen, even then if I don't always see the message. But then with time, it's a long story, but with time, I understood that I need to invest more in myself in order for me to serve a purpose that is greater than myself. So I was never the center. I believe the second we're here to serve a purpose that is greater than ourselves. And that, Pamela, can change, not can, and will change from me to you, to your son that is in the military, and to someone else. And each person has his service. Okay, now it could be that the service is going outside watering the flowers because you like when people walk on that path, they have a beautiful path with nice flowers. And if that's what fulfills you, all good. You want to go in and create an organization that helps whatever, all good. Each one has their path, their unique self, their unique path. So I understood that, okay, I need to invest in myself, otherwise things will get even worse. And I remember back then, so I was going through a few different difficulties, whether it was also back then with my health, and I was in great shape. When the doctors checked me and I went running with all these things on your body, they're like, wow, you're in really good shape. But so how is it that you're not breathing? And whenever I went through my story, through my schedule that has no sleep in it, And if I had to give anything up in terms of time, create more time, go hard, okay, give up sleep like for years. And
Wow.
yeah, and then eventually like I understood that I need to do a change. There are a few things that came into the picture, but that's also how the YouTube was born. But I was also a lot of times like I was always a big believer in taking action, like gratitude and action, gratitude and action.
Right.
And I realized, I remember one morning when I was in my business in San Luis, every time I felt that like, I'm trying to find a solution for this challenge and that challenge, I moved to San Luis because things were going really challenging. And I said I had to be there. And every time like I tried to build a plan, build, and then like I got knocked down. So I felt like I was in a boxing arena with quicksand under my legs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then like one morning I remember waking up and like I told God, listen, let's make a deal. I got this message. I'm not in control. Like, got
Right.
it. Got it. I'm not in control. I am in control of my effort, but
Mhm.
I got the understanding that even if I heard it a lot in the past, but then like kind of synced inside that I need to take the action. Okay. I need to learn the message that he's sending me every day, but
Mhm.
act out of a place of surrender, out of a place that the world is so much bigger than what I have in my mind. Like sometimes only to remind myself, I have it written down here, just to go and look at the stars one night and realize that like amazing that we're here, but there's so much more than that, and that we don't really have control. And
Yeah.
we can just whatever is happening here right now. For example, when I was drinking coffee this morning on Monday morning, and I had a great coffee with some good chocolate, I didn't know that in like 7 minutes I'm going to crash and almost die under a truck. I had no clue. If it would have told me, yeah, you know that in 7 minutes you might get crushed under a truck, I would have said, Pamela, come on, like you didn't sleep at night, right? So
Uh,
we have no clue what's going to happen, but we do need to do the effort. We do need to
yeah.
take the action, but out of a place of surrender. And then with time, like I kind of built, when I went through those challenging times, also someone that was really close to me passed away, a relationship that I thought, well, and then a marriage didn't, a few different things. And also, getting with all those machines in the hospital, I realized that I need to do things in order to keep myself not just, on the surface, but also above, not just, head above the water, like much more than that. And I started doing
Yeah.
all kind of rituals that if I did in the past, I did it now much more. And if in the past I used to criticize myself with the answer of I'm doing it in order to help myself to get better, today I say
Mhm.
it's crap. Feedback, give feedback to yourself. If we do something wrong, yeah, I did something wrong. I'm not saying great. I'm saying, okay, I did something wrong. I acknowledge it. Now,
Mhm.
what can I learn from it? No reason to hit myself and criticize myself. No reason for that. So what I decided to do, I'm a big believer in the power of smile. Uh, yeah, and a lot of times smile doesn't need to be this type of smile. It could also be a smile from the inside. And there is a girl that passed away from cancer that she also spoke about the power, the effect of the smile and kind of the halo of the smile, because you could smile out to someone that is having a really bad day and you have no clue, but your smile to him kind of like lit him up. That bus driver, whoever it is, doesn't matter in your family. And we're not always up for smiling, and that's fine. You don't always need to have a smile on your face, and some there are times that are hard. But it's a way of life. Again, the smile could be that inner light inside, the beauty that we see in ourselves. The only way to get there, I believe, is through investing in ourselves. So, as we said, I believe that we're all here to serve a purpose that is greater than ourselves. But in
Yeah.
order to do that the best way, we must first invest in myself. So I try to help people basically see more of the beauty that is in their selves. That way they can overcome their challenges and light their path. Overcoming the challenges is not enough. So
Yeah.
I did a video about today. Okay, so you could be persistent and get to your goals, but if you're not accepting who you are in any phase, you'll get there and you'll feel empty and it won't be enough. So the idea is basically investing in 6 elements, and each element can go into all these subdivisions, but the idea is basically investing in 6 elements, which are a mindset, relationships. Together of that is the relationship with ourselves,
Mhm.
nutrition, sleep, movement, and financial behavior. So I say movement because I remember one of my girlfriends in the past, like she bought these running shoes because she saw me running,
Mhm.
and I told her, why did you buy running shoes? Like you hate running. Why?
Yeah.
So there's no need to be a runner or a swimmer or a cycler. Yes, there is need to be in movement for sure. But each person, their type of movement could be dancing, could be running, could be swimming, could be cycling, could be so many different things, could be walking. Like there's so many different movements. Yeah, we need to be in movement for sure, 100%. But
Yeah.
understanding that for us to really persist and get those benefits of that movement, we need to do something that we connect to. Now, I want to tell everyone, also when we do that movement that we connect to, there will be days that we don't want to do it. Okay, there are days that I literally like I take myself, I could hardly get out of bed. There are days like that, but I'll still go. Maybe I'll do a small portion, but I'll still go for that. And I think that's also really crucial. Also, as you realize, the main one is the mindset. That's like in the top, because if you don't have the right mindset, it doesn't matter what you do. If you haven't had a piece of chocolate and you're just like, oh my God, why did I have the chocolate? And you're starting to criticize yourself all day, all night, the damage of your criticism is much worse than the chocolate you had.
Right.
Okay, mindset is really important. And mindset, so it's acting, okay? It's acting, but it's acting out of a mindset of belief, faith, love, surrender. In surrender, there is also observe and change the meaning. So you'll see each video is basically when you change the look, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. So we absorb from the outside whatever we're going through, change that meaning. Be present with what's happening right now. Have gratitude and learn. So all of those are also 7 types of different mindsets, and we could go to into much more, but those are our 7 crucial ones, because many times we see that we're always kind of afraid from what's going to happen in the future, and we're like, oh, like, why did we do that in the past? And but wait, we're not here, and we might have just missed a beautiful flower that we just saw, or a butterfly, or a conversation that we just had, or a breakfast. I'll say this, and then feel free to ask, but I was having this great breakfast, Pamela, this good yogurt with like almonds and different things inside. It was great. And I saw that one time I was busy doing other things, but I had it, I was eating. I wasn't really mindful for that eating. And then I finished, I'm like, I just had an amazing breakfast and I had no clue what, like, I didn't even feel it. So the day after, like, okay, I said, stop, like, be appreciative for that. And, the most amazing, I'm a big believer in gratitude, and the most amazing things in life are the ones we take for granted. Okay, the fact I can see, I can hear, I have trillions of cells in my body working right now. In 2 seconds, that could disappear. This week I saw in 2 seconds, I wasn't here in the car crash, or different things that happened to me in life. So gratitude is amazing, but that's a step number 2. Okay, first, accepting reality. Not having gratitude is like, okay, let's put everything under the carpet. Gratitude, thank you, thank you, thank you. Accept what is, accept reality, surrender. Now, yeah, go be grateful, because there are so many things in life to be grateful. Doesn't matter what. Also, when I was in debt, like huge debt in my real estate business, I was like, I remember I was running in the park and I was like, wow, I'm rich. And then I was like, in my mind, I was like, wait, yeah, you're in huge debt. How are you rich? Like that doesn't really come together. And like I answered myself, like I'm rich with beautiful people around me. And I was taking that for granted. So once a friend told me, like, yeah, it's really nice what you're saying, but let's be honest, it's really easy to say, but to live that way. So I told him, first, living that way is a practice. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but the way to really feel that is to imagine that you don't have that. So when I was broke and I was sleeping and I had a blanket, I was like feeling the blanket. I'm like, wow, I have a blanket. And then I'm like, wait, but maybe I could also not have a blanket. So how does that feel? How does that feel? And I could go running. I'm like, wow, I could run now. I was doing like an ultra marathon like a year ago, and I wasn't able to move after. I took it to the edge. So now I could walk. So I'm saying there are so many things in life to be grateful, but the start of the 6 elements is a mindset, and the understanding that it's a process. Okay, I'm a student of life. As my grandmother says, we're always a student of life until the day we die. So I'm not coming as, like my friend told me, how are you always happy? I said, I'm not, but I'm working on it. I'm getting the tools that way when something happens, I'll accept it, I'll feel the feeling, but then I'll have the tools to move on in life. Because any person in life has their journey, and persistence doesn't mean to always do something and to continue and continue. It means to do that, and it mainly means that when we fail and we don't do it, is to get back up and continue, forgive ourselves and continue. So the persistence for me is mainly the part of always, moving, doing, sometimes also just being and not doing, but never giving up. And the quietness time is not a give up time, it's a time that we need. But yeah, those are basically the 6 elements. And that way, I believe when we light each person's path, when we light the beauty that is in them, when we help a person see the treasure that is in them, so automatically also affects the people around them. Because if, let's say, a human being is now in a relationship and they're feeling much better all of a sudden with their spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, I don't care who, they feel it. They feel it's a different energy. They feel it's a different person, and that affects them. And then they feel better, and then they might go to work feeling better. So it's like a halo effect, and also goes the other way. If we come and wake up all upset, and it happens, there are those days, but if it's always happening, so it affects the person with us, and then also he gets or she gets to work and with that attitude, and it continues like a snowball.
Right.
So we need to
Energy.
decide what snowball to create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our energy actually, yeah, basically, if you walk into a room with bad energy, you know, basically you can actually already feel it as you walk into the room, right? And so, but I am grateful that you are actually a miracle for us this week. I mean, goodness gracious, thank God you're okay. And like I was thinking earlier, your purpose, like you were saying, we're here for a purpose, right? And to fulfill that purpose. And obviously, God still actually has many uses, and many things for you to do for our world and more smiles to share. I love what you said about that, and sharing smiles, because you know what, it doesn't cost us anything, and that person that you're walking by need that smile. You never know, and you make them smile, and then all of a sudden, it's a happy person. And walking, when we go through our day with love in our heart for everybody out there, because we are all children of God at the end of the day, right? And so we're all, the same. But I love what you're doing, and mindset. So as you're going through this process, and you've gone through so much, my God, and you've come on top, and you just continue to go, like you were saying, persistence, yes, getting up and being able to dust yourself off and keep going again when you've had that failure, when you've had that fall. What is the biggest thing that you think that keeps you going on a day-to-day basis? I know you talked about mindset and gratitude, and I think gratitude is huge. And I love what you said, going back into remembering about the food, right? Because sometimes we eat in a hurry, and we're not even thinking about what we have in front of us to be grateful for, and in enjoying that moment. It's like, wow, there may be somebody that don't have as much as we have, and we think this is just something little, but it is something big. So be grateful for it. Be grateful for everything that you have, no matter what it is. But yes, please, yeah, let us know what keeps you going. Like when you got through, let's say this week, actually, that was a major event, that happened to you. You're saying with the accident, and you could have been, you know, gone, right? But you weren't. But emotionally, how did you actually, when you got out of that, what were your thoughts when you came out of that?
For sure. So first, the fact again, it happened, so it happened. I'm not going to resist reality, and we're going to talk
Right.
about that in a second, acceptance, but accepting it. So to tell you that I wasn't fighting the insurance to get whatever I could, but of course I was. But I was first accepting what is it, accepting the fact that I'm here. And then in any event in life, I try to ask myself that what's the message for me over here, okay? Now, the message that I'll get depends on the level of self-development that I am. So when I'm 5 years old, I have a certain, event happening, and I'll understand something. Same event
Yeah.
at 10 years old, I'll understand something else. Same event at 15, I'll understand something else. So every time, according to where I am, to understand what's the message. So for me, the message were two main messages. One is, I guess there's a reason for me to be here, and I need to find it. And it's a trial and error in life. It's just being in movement and trying and doing and trying to be a service for others. But then the other message was that at the same time, I could not be here in a second.
Mm.
So again, when something happened, when something come towards me in life, I will ask what's the message. These are the two messages I got, and
Yeah.
that goes back to, you asked like what helps me, like when I get up in the morning, what drives me, and there are two understandings. One is, like I said, I have something to bring to the world, and for each person it's different. And two is that if God decides to wake me up, there's a reason for me to be here. So it has to do with one, but it starts with him. So he woke me up. He decided there's a reason for me to be here. Now I'll be grateful. I'll be in the gratitude mindset. Okay, so I'll start my morning with like a ritual of prayer and gratitude meditation and sport, any type of movement. And the gratitude meditation is basically being grateful for all the things that I have, not to put under the carpet all the challenges. No, not at all. Like whatever we resist will increase. So I'm not saying resist, come from a place of acceptance, but whenever I come from a mindset of gratitude. So yes, I have the challenge. Yes, I have whatever it is, but also see what I do have in life that I could appreciate. And any person, any situation, 99.9% of the people have what to be grateful for. Maybe it's 0.1, I don't know. But I believe 99% have to be what to be grateful for. More than that, I'll say, Pamela, 99% of their people, their nightmare is someone else's dream. Okay, maybe 98, but so to think about that our nightmare could be someone else's dream. And again, it's not to take away the challenge. I believe that we need to take those action steps and we need to do them 100%, but from a different mindset, from a mindset of acceptance, accepting ourselves, accepting reality, because whatever we resist will increase, will only get worse. Okay, so accepting it, surrender, believe, come from that place of no judgment. So yes, reflection, yes, criticism, no. So those are things that kind of drive me. With that, I'll say there are days, yes, that also, I could feel maybe lonely, I could feel like sadness and whatever, like I'm a human being. And in the past, I used to, have my checklist. Okay, I feel this, put on my running shoes, go run. Okay, now think about something I appreciate, gratitude. Now go help someone else. Now go sleep. I had all these steps that I need to go through. Today, I have those steps, but first I'll feel. I think it's Brené Brown that says, in order to heal, you need to feel. So I was like, straight running into the, okay, let's go do ABCD today. Wait, 1 second. Feel whatever it is that I'm going through. Maybe after that, I'll decide to detach and I'll ask, Byron Katie is asking those 4 questions. Is the thought real, whatever? And I'll see that when I investigate, I'll see that thought is not real, but give time to that feeling. Ask myself, what is that feeling from? Where is it coming from? Many times it's from a thought that is not right. And then, I could detach from that and just look from the outside, do zoom out, look from the outside and change the meaning to whatever it is that is happening in life. Okay, so the accident, I could also be now, okay, oh my God, I have accident. I don't want to see the rest of this week. I almost died. That could be one option. Or we could, okay, what's the message here? Now, it's a practice. We won't be every time able to see those messages right there. Sometimes we'll be depressed, we'll be down. And then we need to use those tools in order to get up. Movement is crucial. And that feeling that we, in order to heal, we need to feel and accept reality. It comes together because feeling is nice, but if you're still resisting, you only make it worse. So we need to accept reality, feel whatever it is, ask what's that thought that brings us this feeling, and go deep inside. Later on, we'll do the rest. And the worst thing to do when we need to make any decision in life is to make it from that place. So I remember one night, it was like 2 weeks ago, I wasn't feeling good at all. So I didn't sleep before, whatever. I told myself, okay, first detach, look from the outside. What it is that you're feeling. Like, go dive deep inside. It's all good. I'll come back out. Might be painful, but I'll come back out. And then I said, and because I learned it on myself, you're no decisions until you wake up in the morning, because sleep is so crucial for our well-being. Like I said, sleep used to be the first thing I used to give up. Today, for me to give up sleep is something really important. And it won't be on a consistent base. It'll be once in a while, whatever. So I went to sleep. I woke up in the morning, and some of the people might be asking, how can you sleep when you're all stressed out? So you could, like, just shut all the social media away, shut down everything, focus on some deep breaths. If you can't fall asleep, maybe walk a little bit, but then when you focus on those breaths, from in this each part of the body, just release, not sleeping like this, releasing it, focusing on the breath, eventually you'll fall asleep. And when you have a good night's sleep, then tomorrow, okay, we'll deal with the rest, we'll go through the rest of the steps. So I think that's also, it's really crucial to understand that also when we use those tools and we see all the beauty that we have in our life, the challenges will still come, but we have now better tools to deal with them, and not only to overcome them, but also to grow from them. I have a client that he went through some really challenging times, and a lot of them was through that mindset that, well, I'll say more the feelings of depression, of all the things that he should have done in life and he didn't. And he was also really worried about all the things that are going to happen, and they're not really happening. And we worked a lot about being present and all that. And also, by the way, it's things I work with myself. I'm not the person guru that is saying what to do. I need to work with myself every day, just to be clear. But then he told me like, yeah, you helped me and you gave me back life, because yeah, I still have those challenges, but with the tools that we went through, I realized that when I'm not being present to what is here, I'm not living, because everything could just pass by through me and I'm not really living life. So I'm saying there are tools to use, but we realize that things will come, but we'll have the right tools to deal with them.
Yeah, yeah, and we have to actually, and like what you said, it's like we do have to work on ourselves first. That's important before we can help others. And I love what your grandmother also said in sharing that, and one of the things that I got through this is surrender. I wrote down that word surrender. That's such an important word, but I am learning from you. I am learning from you. You're amazing and incredible, and I'm so grateful for all the shares that you've done. You're an incredible person, and thank you so much for being with us. Share oh, your contact information, your YouTube channel, how one would get in touch with you, and you're currently doing coaching also, right?
Yeah. So
Okay, so and you can share with us the coaching information also, please.
for sure. First, thank you very much. I'm honored to be here. So thank you very much for your time, your energy, hosting me, and all the beautiful value that you bring to the world. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate you for that. And in terms of reaching out, social media is not something that I'm it's a part that I'm working on, my connections over there to social media. But you could find me on Instagram, Yair Gafni. I could send you the links, and also on YouTube, Invest and Smile. You could just send a message to over there, and I'll just respond and connect with you. But I guess Instagram and YouTube will be the best places.
Yeah, yeah. Now, how about your email address? You want to show your email address?
Yeah, it's yair.gafni@gmail.com. So I could also yair.gafni@gmail.com.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us. You guys definitely reach out to this amazing soul, Yair Gafni from Israel, you guys. And I am so grateful that he actually spent the time with us today and went through so much with the 6 elements. Check out his YouTube channel, Invest and Smile. And actually, he goes through on his YouTube channel about the 6 elements that he goes through on a daily basis, which is so important for our lives. And we're so grateful. And my word from all of this, you guys, is surrender. Just remember surrender, and what you resist basically will persist. So just kind of, go with it. And sometimes take a step back, which is another thing I learned from you, is take a step back and look at it and see, okay, what did I need to learn from that, right? That situation or whatever that we just went through. So you're incredible. You're a miracle, and so we're so grateful to have you on with us today and spending time with us. You guys, please get in touch with him if you're actually thinking of any of these 6 elements where he can actually help you in your life. He's great, and we are so blessed. We will see you guys in the next video. Everyone, stay safe, be blessed, and we
Thank
will
you.
talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. For us to help other people, please press that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget that the most amazing things in life are the one you take for granted.